Hey everyone, it is Nick with the Backlog. Today we are going to be talking about Deadhaus Sonata, a new up-and-coming game from Dennis Dyack and his new studio, Apocalypse Studios. Let's get into it. Alright, to kick things off, thankfully I'm using the press kit. Apocalypse Studios and Deadhaus have officially released a press kit that you guys can use, download to look at it. That's what I'm getting all my info from for this video, guys. So let's start. So Deadhaus Sonata, if you haven't heard of it yet, is a cooperative multiplayer, free-to-play action RPG where you play the undead fighting the living, an unstoppable force from Deadhaus. You are a monster among men, dealing death and destruction on a massive scale. Launch enemies in the air and eviscerate them with elegant dance macabre. Consume your enemies to make yourself whole while exploring the grim world of Nogosaua. Deadhaus Sonata development is leading on the PC and will support all major platforms. So right from the get-go, you can tell that it's going to be a console kind of game, it's going to be a PC game, it's going to be an everything kind of game. On the website, which you can see here, I am showing the founders package page, but right there below you have Nintendo, so it's going to be on the Switch, you have the Xbox, it's going to be on PS4, PS5 or whatever, it's going to be on PC, leading on the PC of course, starting off. So that is the elevator pitch for Deadhaus Sonata, and it sounds pretty good to me personally. It's not like too complicated. It's a co-op game where you play as a bunch of monsters and you're taking out humans. That's fucking badass. Who doesn't like that stuff? Who doesn't like playing a vampire or a lich and destroying humans by the dozens? Another thing to it is that it is, and I quote again from the press kit, an ARPG, action role-playing game. Deadhaus Sonata is a third-person dungeon crawler with horde mechanics. It incorporates a system of endless loot. You can collect unlimited amounts of distinct and unique weapons, armor, and artifacts. You customize your character in a broad variety of different ways. The items and skills you use, the appearance of your character, and how your character fits into the complex political system of the world. You make choices that have a lasting, maybe even permanent effect on your character and potentially on the world at large. So to sum that up, to be quicker, it is a Diablo clone. It is a Diablo-like, but with a third-person camera. It's a Path of Exiles, like it is a maybe even a little bit of a Pillars of Eternity kind of thing. At least it's that style. Mainly probably Path of Exile, Divinity, Original Sin 1 and 2, Diablo, classic loot system, and it also has a horde mode. From the gameplay you can see it's just the vampire slashing away at enemies and murdering everyone. It says co-op, but there's more than willing to bet that there's going to be single player option also. One of the other final things I wanted to talk about is that Deadhaus Sonata is also a narrative driven game. Again from the press kit, and I quote, Deadhaus Sonata is a grim fantasy ARPG, again that action role-playing game, where only the darkest beings can save the world from the rot and decay of a millennium of human maleficence. Deadhaus Sonata will continue the traditional narrative-driven stories seen in Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, Two Human, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, and it's inspired by master writers such as Stephen Erikson, Thomas Ligotti, H.P. Lovecraft, and Edgar Allan Poe. Now, what that means to me is the story in this game is going to be probably really good. Pretty amazing actually. Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is one of my favorite games of all time. It's actually probably my favorite game of all time, or at least part of my favorite series of all time. The Legacy of Kain series is my favorite series ever in like gaming. Ask anybody who knows me. I am Soul Reaver all day long. I never shut up about Kain. I never shut up about Blood Omen. I never shut up about Blood Omen 2, any of the Legacy of Kain games. As far as the inspirations for writers go, H.P. Lovecraft is one of my favorite authors. Edgar Allan Poe is a damn fantastic author. I will admit I've never read any of Stephen Erikson or Thomas Ligotti books, but I do want to. I have started reading Brian Lumley's Necroscope series, and that being an inspiration for Blood Omen Legacy of Kain comes through in full, and it's actually a really good series. I do recommend reading the Necroscope books. I'm on book 2 now, I'm almost finished with it, and I'll soon start book 3 right after book 2. So narratively driven Deadhaus Sonata is a total go for me, especially with Dennis Dyack behind the helm of the writing and everything. You know it's going to be good. Blood Omen has some of the best writing I've ever seen in a game and some of the best voice acting ever, and Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, from what I've seen from the story and the gameplay and everything, was damn good as well. Now, there is a lot to talk about with Deadhaus Sonata, such as the classes to get into, the gameplay mechanics of how it's going to work, the world itself of Nogosaua, everything. There's already so much lore behind this game, and it's not even properly released yet. It's still in development. It's still in really early development, and you have all this already set to what seems to be a great game in the making. That's just my predictions. As far as Deadhaus Sonata goes, as far as your Deadhaus Sonata news platform goes, stick it here to the backlog. I'll be dropping videos about Deadhaus regularly as the news drops and as I learn more myself and can give you guys the skinny on what's going down with this game. Thanks for watching. Keep it here to the backlog.